Here's my Led Zeppelin collection. All the studio albums, as well as the live albums, and a compilation as well of the radio, like BBC radio sessions. I'll just go through them bit by bit. This is the first album. Very impressive debut for what was then a very young, and impressionable hard rock band. Really impressive, this. Better than the first one in my opinion. It was a more heavier, catchier, and very sort of like, almost, it set the template for heavy metal in a way as well. And it was recorded before Black Sabbath too. It was known as the Brown Bomber because of this back cover, which was on the vinyl. BBC Sessions, dating back to 1969, features a very impressive live performance as well for the BBC. I think it was at the Paris Theatre. It features a very ferocious version of How Many More Times. I remember first hearing that on Alan Freeman's Saturday Night Rock Show back in '92. Features some stuff from 1971 as well. The underrated Led Zeppelin III. At the time it was heavily criticised because people thought it was too soft. But it's actually very, it's very mellow, very melodic, and you can actually easily listen to it. It's got a lot of good moments, as well as a very nifty album design. This is a very, very good cover, this. Very imaginative. And this is what sealed their legend status. Has various different titles, this. Led Zeppelin IV, Runes, The Four Symbols, Untitled. Adds a sense of mystery to the band. Not a single wasted track on this album. Another live cracker from 1972. They even play some tracks from Houses of the Holy as well before it was even released, which is very impressive. And of course the album itself, Houses of the Holy, a decent album. It's got a nice mixture of lighter tracks, and it's got the usual harder hitting, heavier Led Zeppelin tracks as well. The song remains the same, the deluxe edition, very impressive as well. Hey, look at that, eh? It's like an old gatefold sleeve. See? Nice. I think this is arguably the best thing they ever did. Physical Graffiti. Look at that. Not a particular classic, but it has some good moments. All the tracks are just simple, pure hard rock. Nothing more, nothing less. The best tracks are Achilles' Last Stand and what's it called? Nobody's Fault But Mine. This is the Presence. Well, this is Presence. That's what the title of the album was, from 1976. Even though this was a #1 album like most of their other albums, this was a big disappointment in Through the Outdoor. It's got some very good tracks in it, like In the Evening, Corrals Alhambra, and I'm Gonna Crawl. It had a more sort of commercial, poppier type feel. This was brought on by the fact that Robert Plant and John Paul Jones were in charge, and basically Jimmy Page and John Bonham were left in the background in terms of creativity. Jimmy Page promised that the next album would be a lot more harder hitting and, you know, heavier. And of course it wasn't to be, and Jimmy Page ended up recording the soundtrack for Death Wish 2. And this is the last thing that they ever released. Well, this was released 2 years after the band split up. You know, studio outtakes, and some of them are actually very, very impressive, it has to be said. We're Gonna Groove is an outtake from 1970. Poor Tom is like an acoustic song. Well, it is an acoustic song, recorded in 1970. I Can't Quit You Baby, this is a very, you know, sizzling live version from 1970. And there are some sizzling outtakes as well from Houses of the Holy. Well, Walter's Walk is an absolutely stomping outtake from 1972 that they should have included on Houses of the Holy. Ozone Baby and Darlene certainly would have livened up in Through the Outdoor. Bonzo's Montreux is a drum solo by Bonzo himself with some extra special effects. Wearing and Tearing is basically a homage to punk, also recorded in 1978, like Ozone Baby and Darlene. And this is, of course, you know, tremendous, you know, reunion live performance. This is just an honour to own this. So here you go, my Led Zeppelin collection.